San Diego is consistently ranked one of the best places to live in the entire nation, but does the high cost of living, the taxes, the traffic, and the homelessness even make it worth it? Let's dive into this. By the way, my name is Nick, and you guys are reaching out all the time, and we love helping you out. So if you're thinking about making a move in or around San Diego, just shoot us a text, shoot us an email, or just straight up give us a call so we can help you save a ton of time and help you with your real estate goals right here in San Diego. Now, as a San Diego native and somebody that's been helping people buy and sell homes here in San Diego for over 5 years now, I want to lay it all out there for you guys so you have zero regrets if you do decide moving to this awesome city. And I do want to make it really clear that it is really hard for me to bad talk this city because I absolutely love San Diego and I really couldn't imagine living anywhere else. But just because I love it doesn't mean that everybody's going to love it. So let's go ahead and get into number one on our list: traffic. Every year, the traffic seems to be getting worse and worse. And I know a lot of the headlines and articles out there are saying there's a mass exodus and everybody's leaving California. It just doesn't seem like that to me. It just seems like every year it just gets busier and more crowded. Now, even if you look at the stats and some of the data, it won't even explain how frustrating it can be. It's something that you really have to experience firsthand to really see how crowded and how bad traffic can really get, especially during those rush hour times during the week and even on the weekend. Anytime from about 7 a.m. to 9:30 a.m. in the morning, it is extreme late. You're gonna probably hit traffic depending on where you live. And even in the evening from about 3 p.m. all the way up to about 6, maybe 6:30 p.m. depending on where you live, it can be extremely frustrating. And I can personally attest to this because as a person that drives all over San Diego County all the time, I spend a lot of time in my car. And I get stuck in these peak rush hour times very, very often. And I can tell you can easily add 30 minutes, 45 minutes, sometimes an hour to your daily commute. So if you can and avoid the roads at those peak rush hour times, it will be so much less stressful. You'll notice that you can get from point A to point B really, really fast. And take me as an example because I live up in North County, San Diego. I live on the coast in Oceanside. And if I need to get down to La Jolla to meet somebody, that with no traffic literally takes me like 26 minutes, which is amazing. I feel like I get down there so fast. But if there is traffic, it'll take me easily 55 minutes. So expect that, especially on the weekends in the summertime here in San Diego, it will get a lot busier. You're gonna have more wait times when it comes to on the freeway, going to the beach, going to the coastal towns. Just know it can be a little frustrating. Next up on the list is the high cost of living. And I think this is probably the biggest regret people have when moving here. It's they know it's expensive to call San Diego home, but they didn't know it was this expensive. And San Diego is one of the most expensive cities in the entire United States. And for the real estate, the median home price for a detached home is $1,060,000, and the median price for a condo is $675,000. So if you can't really afford the cost of owning a home here, just for rent, the median rent is about $3,100 a month for a 2-bedroom apartment, and that's with no utilities. That's just your base rent price. Now that you know a little bit about cost for housing here in San Diego, that's not all that's expensive. The cost for services, goods, and entertainment can be a bit pricier here as well. If you want to get some gas and fill up your gas tank, you can expect to pay around $4.60 a gallon on average at the moment. Expect to pay about $7 for a coffee at your local coffee shop and about $17 to $20 for a cocktail. And just know that it's extremely difficult to find a meal for two under $65, and that is not including any drinks or tip. Also, the cost of entertainment and grocery prices can also be a bit higher here as well. And you might be thinking, what the heck, Nick? How are people affording this? Well, the median household income is about $119,000 a year, and you're probably still thinking, that seems extremely low still, which it is, but it is also one of the highest in the entire nation. So for a couple to live comfortably here in San Diego, you need to be bringing home around $250,000. And sometimes if you even want to be able to afford a home, you need to be bringing home upwards of $250,000. And honestly, with all these stats do come a ton of high paying job opportunities here in San Diego, including jobs in healthcare. We have a huge tech scene, biotech, government jobs. So these high earnings are very realistic. Now, with all that being said, there are areas in San Diego that are much more affordable where you can find less expensive housing options, cheaper entertainment, cheaper dining options. And we did mention that the median home value is over $1 million, but you can find more affordable housing, which more entry level starting right around $900,000. I would recommend looking in areas like Vista, you have San Marcos, you're gonna have Chula Vista, you got Escondido, and Oceanside. And guys, if you are getting any value out of this video, it would mean the world to us if you go down and hit that like button. And remember, as much as we love making these videos for you guys, we love helping you with your real estate needs just a little bit more. All of our information is down there below. Feel free to reach out if you have any questions. Number 3 is the high tax rate. It is no joke that California has some of the highest taxes in the entire United States. Now, California alone has one of the highest state level taxes at about 7.25%, and San Diego has actually a bit higher at about 7.75%. And when it comes to income taxes, those are also higher here, and if you're in a higher tax bracket, they can be even higher. Some people are honestly giving away 40% of their earnings to the government. And California is known as one of the least friendly states when it comes to businesses, with a business tax of close to 9%. So it's no wonder we've seen a lot of companies move to other states like Nevada, Florida, and even Texas because they have little to no corporate taxes. Now, on the upside, yes, there is an upside that San Diego does have, well, I should say California has one of the lowest property taxes in the United States. So here in San Diego, you can expect to pay right around 1.2% of the assessed value of that property. So let's say you buy a property for $1 million, you can expect to pay about $12,000 a year in property tax. Next is the weather and lack of seasons. And I know San Diego is known to be a place where it's always sunny and it's 70 degrees. Guys, it is not always that perfect. And you need to know that there is a big lack of seasons here. We don't have your 4 traditional seasons where you have summer, spring, fall, winter. It literally either feels like it's spring or summer here. And temperatures really hover around the mid 60s year round, with the exception of July, August, and September. Things can really start to heat up, getting to the mid 70s to the mid 80s, depending on where you call home in this giant county. Now that I'm really saying those numbers out loud, I guess we really do have it pretty good with our weather here. And one thing you should absolutely know is that we do get some really gloomy and gray skies here in San Diego. And sometimes this can last days, it can last weeks, and sometimes even months, because June gloom and May gray is well alive every single year here in San Diego. And if you're a person like me that lives on the coast and doesn't like gray skies, just know that this will happen. But boy, when the sun is shining, it is absolutely heaven. And as a big tip, if you are looking to absolutely get the most sunny days and avoid this marine layer, I would recommend living anywhere from 3 to 5 miles inland of the coast to just have your chances of having the most sunny days. Now, some areas that are generally sunnier are going to be areas like Poway, San Marcos, Vista, and Escondido, but do expect the weather to be a little bit warmer there. I'd say on average about 5 to 10 degrees warmer than the coast. Number 5 is homelessness. So homelessness has been a big problem in California for well over a decade now, ever since prices have really just skyrocketed with housing and just the overall cost of living just shooting up drastically. Now, you are going to see it in San Diego, but I will say it's gonna depend on where you live. Not all parts of San Diego deal with homelessness. In fact, most areas really don't, but you are going to see it in some more specific areas, like in the coastal areas of San Diego and downtown San Diego. At the end of the day, San Diego does remain one of the most desirable cities in the nation. So if you're still considering the move to San Diego after watching this video, we would love to be your real estate resource of choice and help you make a smooth move right here to San Diego. All of our information is down below, so make sure you guys are reaching out. And I also have a couple other videos right here that'll probably be extremely helpful. I'll see you there.